Prologue. I take another step into the darkness, then another and another until I can see the light. Except this time it's different. This time I see a familiar figure standing at the end. 1. Present. I think it's important to note, I never asked for any of this. Yet people don't believe me when I say this, even though I went through much pain, loss, and heartbreak. And it started when I was only 13 years old. It wasn't my fault I was born into a fractured world, but it would be if I didn't do anything about it. So here's my story. I hope you learn something from it. Anyways, I'll start my story when I was volunteering at preschool, ages 5-13. My name is May Knox, but you all may call me Miss May. I'm 13, and I'll be teaching you for a bit today. The tired faces of a bunch of 8-year-olds greet my statement. They mumble greetings, and then their teacher nods at me to start. There are 3 species: fairies, witches, and wizards, I say confidently. Some of them start paying attention. Does anyone know what the fairy powers are? I ask, extra smiley. I scan the room to see a few hands come up. I see a girl with a name tag, Lily G, she, her. Her parents must be fairies, as her name would match their powers. I make eye contact. Yes, Lily G?
My parents show me, all the time. They create any flower I want. My father creates plants when he needs them to cook. Did I say they have plant powers? It's the most draining of all the 3 powers. Anyways, I can't wait to get powers.
Lily talks quickly, but I nod at her and she stops. If every student talks as much as Lily, this will be a long couple hours. But this is what I signed up for. Volunteering at preschool is not for the weak. I suppose I'm not much older than some who go here, but I am older than this group of youths. Good Lily. As you said, fairies have plant magic. Now does anyone know what type of magic witches have? As soon as the word witches leaves my mouth, a boy raises his hand. His tag reads, Evan R. He They. His name could mean anything. Nevertheless, I called on him.
They can make and use potions. They can also make one, appear if they already made one. But only until they run out. Then they have to make more.
Even though Evan answers perfectly, I still see them fidget as they speak. Perfect, Evan. I give him a comforting smile, and they give me a proud one in return. Lastly, does anyone know what powers wizards have? My eyes land on a little girl with an afro and a name tag saying Luna A. I smile, knowing that this little girl is my best friend's little sister. Luna, what do you think?
Wizards can control lightness and darkness. They can only create and destroy their own, though.
Her smile after answering is as bright as her sister Diana's. Their parents, along with mine, are wizards, making Luna's knowledge unsurprising. Good job, Luna, and everyone who raised their hands. Remember, raising your hand is a good thing. Okay, now everybody tell me when you learn your species. A mess of sound erupts, but the number 13 is understandable. I put my finger to my nose and they all quiet. Good job. The answer was 6 months after you turn 13. In fact, for me, that will be in a few weeks. A group of cheers are let out, and I pause. The common courtesy when someone tells you that. I smile and relish in the excitement before continuing. When it's time, you take a test. No one knows what it is, as you are sworn to secrecy. A week later, you get a letter inviting you to the school of your species, and that's how you find out. Then for 8 years, you go to that school to harness your abilities. The fairy school is called Flora's Fairy University of Greenery. Most people just call it Flora's, though. The witch school is called Williams University of Witchcraft. Most people just call it Williams. Wizard school is called University of Wizards in Training. Most people just call it WIT. No one really knows why its name is so different. Did everybody understand all of that? I know it was a lot of information, but we're almost to a brain break. Everyone nods, so I continue. The schools aren't too far away from one another, but you aren't allowed to go to the other ones. The schools are only accessible through invitation. At school, they teach you about jobs. But basically, depending on your species, you can mostly only have certain jobs, although there are some for any species. You can also only marry your species. I look at the wall, a minute till break. Okay, time for a brain break, everybody. We'll continue in 10 minutes. 3, past.
How was volunteering today?
I find my mom with her questions sitting in our living room. Her auburn hair tied in a tight bun as she folds laundry on the couch. Unlike mine, her auburn hair is sprinkled with lighter streaks, almost like an ombre. Next to her is a blob of dark matter. She must have been practicing her wizardry.
How was your volunteer hours? I can't believe you're done. And it's just in time. Testing starts tomorrow.
Volunteering was great. Before you can be tested for your abilities, you need 170 hours of volunteering. She smiles as I continue. I know, and I've already signed up and picked out my outfit. It was true, and although I only had to wear black, I put a lot of thought into my outfit.
That's amazing. I know you want to call your friends now, so I'll let you go. But I expect a full report later.
I smile back as I head upstairs. I look down and twist my finger. On it is a gold ring with an opal stuck in the middle. It's not just any ring, though. It's a way of communication. Above my ring, there is a little screen with a bunch of pictures. These pictures are of my friends and family. If I tap on one, I can send a message to them. And if I double tap, I can call. Just on time, one of the pictures glows. The message fills the screen along with our previous messages and the contact picture. I smile. The message is from my best friend, Di. I told her when I'd be done volunteering, and clearly she was paying attention. I double-click on her message and then twist the opal. Now there is a thumbs up on her message. Want a call? I send, knowing she will. But it's always good to check. A moment later, her picture and the words, "Accept call," fill the screen. I hold down on the opal, and her pretty face lights up my screen. Her waist-length dark brown hair is out, her chocolate brown eyes are excited, and her makeup perfectly done. Then I notice she's wearing a purple dress. But not just any purple dress, one that has the words witch plastered in the middle. I raise my eyebrows and smile. She knows what I mean.
I know. Technically, we're not witches. Yet. But what's the harm in manifesting? Anyways, I can't believe you're done with volunteer hours. Like you're going to test tomorrow. That's crazy. Why do you have to be 2 months older than me? I can't wait to be witches together. Oh, by the way, how were your last volunteer hours?
I smile. Di always has a lot to say. Okay, where do I start? I know, it feels like I just started with my volunteer hours. Wow, yeah, I am testing tomorrow. Well, you can start early testing in a month and a half, I think. I know, I can't wait to be witches together. And, yeah, my volunteer hours were fine. You know, the usual. Luna volunteered a lot, so that was good. Her smile slightly fades at the last statement. Di and Luna aren't always the most friendly towards each other, but it's just normal sibling behavior.
Once we're both witches, we can spend all our time together. I mean, we won't be roommates, but that's okay. I can't wait to be on the campus. I can't imagine how gorgeous it is. And trust me, I've tried. Anyways, what do you think the test will be like? I mean, I know I'll pass it, but do you think it will be physical? Like about strength? Or do you think they ask you your preferences about things? Or maybe they'll quiz you about your knowledge of different species. I just want to know, so badly, and you'll know tomorrow.
She gives me a longing, slightly mischievous smile. You know telling people is against the law. And besides, for all we know, they wipe our memory of it. Her smile slumps, but she wasn't expecting anything different. I mean, I want her smile to always be lighting up the room. She has by far the prettiest one, but law must come first. Now her smile turns into a scowl, yet she still manages to look beautiful.
Oh no, my parents are making me go to something. I have to go. Bye, May. I'll see you soon.
I manage to respond bye before my screen goes back to our messages. I exit out of our conversation and twist the ring to turn it off. 4. Past. My stomach is full, and so is my mind. I've been laying alone in my bed for a few hours, evaluating everything. I want to be a witch, right? I mean, that's what Dee wants. And I want to always be with Di. I mean, I've always liked cooking, and that's basically what potion making is. It would also be really cool to just make potions appear, so why do my eyes keep wandering to the plant on my bookshelf? I stare at it, as I do every night. Yet tonight something different happens. The leaves start to grow. I blink. This can't be happening. I have to be imaging it. Yet it just keeps growing. I move my fingers out towards it and the growth quickens. I quickly close my hand into a fist, and it stops. Not only does it stop, it dies. My mouth hangs open in shock. What just happened? I didn't do that. I'm going to be a witch. Someone must have enchanted the plant. I shut my eyes and turn over. This must be a dream, and I'd like to move to the next.